Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. Today we have studied Unit 6. Unit 6 is your three-dimensional object representation. Okay. In the previous class we have completed Unit 5. So today we have discussed Unit 6 and we start a new chapter, three-dimensional object representation. Okay. In this three-dimensional object representation, today we cover polygon surface and polygon table. Okay, so let us discuss in detail. Three-D object representation. So, in 3D object representation, graphic scenes can contain many different kinds of objects and material surfaces such as trees, flowers, clouds, rocks, water, bricks, wood paneling, rubber, paper, steel, glass, plastic, cloth, etc. The things which are all around us. All these things can also design in using graphics. Okay, using different kinds of object and material surfaces. There is no one method to describe object that will include all characteristics of these different materials. To produce realistic displays of scene, we need to use representations that accurately model object characteristics. Okay. For representing 3D surface, the three most common techniques are follow. Which one is polygon mesh surface, parametric surface and quadratic surface. These three techniques are used in 3D surface or to represent the 3D objects. Okay. Parametric surfaces are generalization of the curves. Okay. For example, first one is your polygon and quadratic surface. Second one is your spline surface and construction technique. Third one is your procedural method. Which one is your in procedural method? Fractal construction and particle systems are used. And next one is your physically based modeling methods, octree encodings, iso surfaces, displays, volume rendering and other visualization techniques. Okay, these are the examples of 3D object representation. Okay, the first is your polygon and quadratic surface. It is used for simple Euclidean objects such as polyhedron and ellipsoids. Okay. Second one is your spline surface and construction technique. It is useful for designing aircraft, wings, gears and other engineering structures with curved surfaces. Okay. Then next one is your procedural method. In the procedural method, different techniques or different fonts or different terms are used. In procedural method, fractal construction and particle systems are used. The fractal construction and particle system allow us to give accurate representations for clouds, clumps of grass and other natural objects. Okay. Next one is your physically based modeling method. It is used system of interacting forces can be used to describe the no rigid behavior of a piece of cloth or globe of jello. Okay. Next one is your octree encodings. Octree encodings are used to represent internal features of object such as those obtained from medical CT images. Okay, that means the octree encoding is used in medical terms. Okay, in medical field. Last one is your isosurface display, volume rendering and other visualization technique. Okay, it is applied to three-dimensional discrete data set to obtain visual representation of the data. So this one is your different examples, different field of examples used for 3D object representation. In these fields 3D object representations are used. Okay. Next, what is 3D object representation? Okay. 3D solid object representations can be generally classified into two categories. One is your boundary representation and another is your space partitioning representation. So first we discuss boundary representation, or in shortly we also called that BREPS. Okay. It describes three-dimensional object as a set of surfaces that separate the object interior from the environment. Okay. For example, polygon facet and spline patches. Next one is your space partitioning representation. It describes the interior properties by partitioning the spatial region containing an object into a set of small non-overlapping contiguous solid cubes. Okay. For example, octree representation. So this one is your 3D representation, which the 3D representation can be divided into two types. One is your boundary representation and second one is your space representation. Okay. Next we discuss, this is a picture which one is 3D object, and in the 3D object three terms we can find out. Okay. One is your vertex. These points are known as your vertices. This point. Okay. In this way, all the corner points are known as vertices, and all the vertices are connected with a line. This is known as edges. Okay. And the side, the different side, the objects, top side, left side, right side, bottom side, these sides are also known as faces. So here these things are there: vertices, edges and faces. These are the properties of 3D object. Okay. Next we discuss polygon surface. Okay. A polygonal surface can be thought of as a surface composed of polygonal faces. Okay. That means the surface has faces composed of different faces. The most commonly used boundary representation for a three-dimensional object or 3D object is a set of polygon surfaces that enclose the object interior. That means, in a simple words, we can say that 3D object is a set of polygon surfaces that enclose the object interior. Okay. In some system, all objects are described as polygon surfaces. Polygons are easy to process, so rendering and display of object is speed up. That means we can process it and easily process it, and rendering and display object is very fast. Okay. Thus, some systems allow objects to be described in other ways, such as spilines, but reduce all objects to polygons for processing. Okay. For a polygon surface, the representation is exact. For other surface, polygons are tiled in a polygon mesh which approximate the object. Okay. So all surfaces are described with linear equation. For this reason, polygon description are referred to as standard graphics object. Okay. So easily process it, and we can also fastly rendering it and display the object. So all these things, according to all these things, the polygon description are referred to as standard graphics objects. Okay. This one is your polygon surface, one image for the polygon surface. Here rectangle, square, triangle, all these different types of cubes are here. The polygon surfaces are look like this. Next we discuss polygon table. Polygon surface specifies with a set of vertex coordinates and associated attribute parameters. Okay. For each polygon input, the data are placed into tables. Okay. That are to be used in a subsequent processing. Display and manipulation of the objects in a scene. Okay. Representation of vertex coordinates, edges and other properties of polygon in a table form is called the polygon table. That means in the polygon table we can store the edges, vertex and different properties of the polygon. All these things are stored in a tabular form, so this table is known as polygon table. Okay. Polygon data table can be organized into two groups. One is geometric table, another one is attribute table. Okay. In the geometric table, it can store as three tables. Again, geometric table can be divided into or can be classified into three tables. Okay. First one is your vertex table, edge table and polygon table. In the vertex table, we can store the list of coordinates defining that point. And in the edge table, it consists of pointers back into the vertex table to identify the vertices for each polygon. That means in the vertex table, all the coordinate points are stored, and in the edge table, pointer to the vertex table identify the vertices for each polygon edge. Okay. And in the polygon table, it can define a polygon by providing pointers to the edge that make up the polygon. Okay. So in this way, the geometric table can store all the data, vertex table data, edge data and also polygon data. Okay. Next one is our attributes table. Attribute tables store other information like color, transparency, etc. It contains attribute information for an object such as parameters, specifying the degree of transparency of the object and its surface reflectivity and texture characteristics. That means in the attribute table we can store color, transparency, like the information about the different parameters specifying the degree of transparency of the object, and surface reflexivity and texture characteristics. All these things are stored in the attribute table except the vertices, edges and polygon polygon pointer. Okay. So here in one example which display how the data are stored in this table. Okay, in this figure, two adjacent polygons on an object surface. Okay, in this figure how many vertices are there? V1, V2, V1, V2, then V3, V4, V5. That means 5 vertices are there. And how many edges? This one is your edges, E1. Okay. Then E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. That means 5 edges are sorry 6 edges are there. How many vertices? 5 vertices, but edges are 6 edges. Okay, then next one is your different. Okay, so in the vertex table, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, all the vertices are stored. That means the vertex point is your x, y, z coordinate position. So V1 is your x1, y1, z1, V2 is your x2, y2, z2, V3 is your x3, y3, z3 coordinate position, V4 is your x4, y4, z4 coordinate position, V5 is your x5, y5, z5 coordinate position. So in the vertex table, all the vertices are stored with their coordinate position. Okay. In the edge table, we can store all the edges. The edges is connecting to the vertices. The edge line is the line is connecting to the one vertices to another vertices. This is known as your edges. Okay. So E1 is your V1, V2 edges. And E2 is your V2, V3 edges. E2 is your V2, V3. This one. Then E3 is your V3, V1. This line. Then E4 is your V3, V4. This line. E5 is your V4, V5. E6 is your V5, V1. Okay. And E1 is your V1, V2. So these are the edges which is stored in the edge table. Okay. Next we store polygon surface table. In the polygon surface table, here two surfaces are there. S1 one surface and S2 one surface. The S1 and S2 are connecting to the E1, E2 and E3. These three sides. Okay. And S2 is your E3, E4, E5, E6. That means this one is your 4 edges. And S1 is your 3 edges, S2 is your 4 edges. Okay. So in this way, your geometric data table can be store all the data, and in this way it can be represent. Okay. This 3 table representation stores each vertex one time only, and similarly each edge is also one time. So it will avoid representation of storing common vertex and edge. So it is memory efficient method. Okay. Another method is to represent with two table, vertex table and polygon table. but it is inefficient as it will store common edge multiple times. Okay, this one is one method. Which one is all vertex and edges, all these things are stored in at only one time, so it is memory efficient method. Okay, no common edges or vertex can be stored. But another method is your two table can be represent. One is vertex table, another is polygon table. Edges table is removed. Okay, so here common edges are stored multiple times, but it is inefficient. Okay, since table have many entries for larger number of polygon, we need to check for consistency, as it may be possible that errors may occur during input. We also check that. Okay, for dealing with that, we add extra information into tables. For example, the figure below in the table, edge table of the above example with the information of the surface in which particular edge is present. Okay, in the edge table particular edge is present, but here in the edge table extra information as surface pointer, that means which polygon surface it belongs. Okay, that means in the edge u1 will be is the v1 v2 with surface s1. Similarly, e2 is your v2 v3 with surface s1. e3 is your v3 v1 with surface s1 and s2. Similarly, E4 is your V3, V4 and surface is your S2. E5 is your V4, V5, surface is your also S2. E6 is your V5, V1 and also the surface S2. In this way, multiple times the surface can be stored and also the vertices can be stored. Okay. Now, if any surface entry in polygon table will find edge in edge table, it will verify whether this edge is of particular surface edge or not. If not, it will detect errors and may be correct if sufficient information is added. It will check the edge table and verify that if it is correct, then no error can be detected. If it is not correct, then the error can be detected, and also to rectify the error with sufficient information is added. Okay, this is useful for rendering procedure that must vary surface shading smoothly across the edges from one polygon to the next. Okay. Similarly, the vertex table can be expanded so that vertices are cross-referenced to corresponding the edges. For example, in the vertices V1 is your x1, y1, z1 coordinate position, and edges it belongs E1, E3 and E6. In this way, V2 is also your x2, y2, z2 coordinate position, and edges it belongs E1 and E2 and so on. In this way, all the vertex are we also find out. Okay. Additional geometric information that is stored in the data tables include the slope for each edge and the coordinate extents for each polygon. Okay. As vertices are input, we can calculate the edge slope and we can scan the coordinate values to identify the minimum and maximum x, y and z value for individual polygons. Okay. Edge slope and bounding box information for the polygons are needed in subsequent processing. For example, surface rendering. Okay. Okay, right? Coordinate extents are used in some visible. Which one is your surface determination algorithm? Okay, when vertex, edges and polygon definition are specified, it is possible that certain input errors could be made that would distort the display of the objects. That means when edges, vertex and polygon definition all are specified, and if some certain input errors could be made, that will be distorted. Okay, the more information included in the data table will be easier to check for errors. If more information are included, then we can find out the errors and also correct that error using that additional informations. Okay, some of the tests that could be performed by graphics packages are: first one is your every vertex is listed as an endpoint for at least 2 edges or not. Then second one is your every edge is a part of at least one polygon. And third one is your every polygon is closed and each polygon has at least one shared edge. All these things can be tested. And last one is your if the edge table contains pointers to polygon, every edge referenced by a polygon pointer has a reciprocal pointer back to the polygon. So in this way we can store all the information in the geometric table and also test it and also check that to verify that all the information are correct or not. Okay, so I hope all of you clearly understand this. Go through it and prepare your notes to this video and correctly learn it. Okay, if any doubt you can also ask me. So that's all in this class. Next we will discuss in the next class.